Know what's going on with this. All right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? There's sound? You can hear me? It must have been something with YouTube because I checked my microphones and everything. That was weird. Everybody can hear me. Woohoo! Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm not too loud, am I? Of course, I'm loud. I had all kinds of things happen today. The thing that holds my camera up. Oh, let's not go there. Let's not repeat it. Yay! Go, Kid Lemon, go! Go to school, Kid Lemon. Have a great day, Kid Lemon. I love ya. Hey, Kid Lemon, before you go, what's the first thing Frosty does in the morning? Kid Lemon, do you know? Poplish Cow, you made it today. You made it. What does Frosty do first thing in the morning, Kid Lemon? Do you know? Does anybody know? What does Frosty do first thing in the morning? Sally, I always say God speaks in silence. He obviously had something to say this morning. Yeah, thank you. It's 3:13 in your country. Is that AM or PM, Mr. Poplish or Poplish Cow? You had texted me that, or commented to me that you had missed it. Hey, excuse me, Lori. I'm supposed to talk to Scott today, so he's going to show me his fourth wall, and we're going to see what's going on. So, wow, that's what time I got up today, almost to the minute. Yeah. So I'm going to have that meeting with him today, and but I guess Kid Lemon doesn't know what the snowman does first thing in the morning. Um, he takes a snow shower. The snowman takes, for Frosty, he takes a snow shower. Okay, enough silliness, enough disasters happening. All right, so today we're going to read about faith, and then I have these other two readings that I wanted to do too. So I gotta skip daddle. In good times and bad, I put my faith in God. If I feel overwhelmed by circumstance or unable to cope with my life or in the world, I lean into faith. Believing in the presence and power of God keeps me in the flow of life, blessed by divine grace and surrounded by divine protection. Faith is the key to peaceful, abundant living. Faith helps me rise above the shifting fortunes of the world, freeing me from worry about sufficiency and supply. It helps me to see the best in situations when it would be easier to see the worst. How true is that without faith? Hello, Anthony. Hello. Good morning, my darling. Welcome back. But without my faith in God, a lot of things that, happen. And you have to have faith to get you through it, you know? your mindset, with faith, and it's all in that, To believe in God means trusting good will prevail. It means steadfastly holding the belief that faith, hope, and love are more powerful than despair, doubt, and apathy. I was just saying it the volume was down. I was singing this little song, Faith, Hope, and Love, and it's right here in this thing. So maybe God was talking to me, Lori. He had to turn me off for a minute to get me prepared for today. To believe in God means trusting good will prevail. It means steadfastly holding the belief that faith, hope, and love are more powerful than despair, doubt, and apathy. That is so true. So true. I triumph over my troubles by relying on my faith in God. And from Mark 11:22 from the Bible, it says, Jesus answered them, have faith in God. Yes, Poplish Cow, that is from the Bible. Jesus answered them, have faith in God. My faith sees me through all the seasons of life. Change is constant throughout life. There will be times of triumph and success, and failure and disappointment, and times of both ease and struggle. Rather than put my energy into worrying about when change is coming or what it might look like, I turn to my faith, which assures me that I am never alone and the power and presence of God are with me and within me. My faith is my strength in times of need, my hope in times of struggle, and my peace in times of stress. I give thanks for the unlimited power of faith in my life as I move forward secure in my divine identity. Good morning, my love. Good morning, Kimberly. Thank you for the adjectives you sent me. She sent me 4 adjectives that describe me. I trust in the truth of God and believe my highest and best outcomes are unfolding. Listen to that. I trust in the truth of God and believe my highest and best outcomes are unfolding. How many of us need to hear that right now today? I do. I have so many things that are on my mind, and I just need to slow down, right? My child, be attentive to my words. Incline your ear, my sayings. Do not let them escape from your sight. Keep them within your heart. That's from Proverbs chapter 4, 20 and 21. Proverbs 4, 20 and 21. My child, be attentive to my words. Decline your ear to my sayings. Do not let them escape from your sight. Keep them within your heart. We're always talking about that, aren't we? Always talking about that. And then it says, approach this day with awareness of who is boss. Whoa, how many struggle with authority? Ding, ding, ding. As you make plans for the day, remember that it is I who orchestrate the events of your life. On days when things go smoothly according to your plans, you may be unaware of my sovereign presence. On days when your plans are thwarted, be on the lookout for me. I may be doing something important in your life. Something quite different from what you expected. It is essential at such times to stay in communication with me, accepting my way, his way, as better than yours. Don't try to figure out what is happening. Simply trust me and thank me in advance for the good that will come out of it all. I know the plans I have for you, and they are good. I know the plans I have for you, and they are good. So let's not argue with God here. Let's just tell him, hold on one second here. I got to do something. Okay. All right. So the plans I know the plans I have for you, and they are good, right? And then it says from Isaiah 55, 9 through 12, Isaiah chapter 55, 9 through 11. I'm sorry, what did I say 12? As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than the ways. Let me start over. Let's start with some water. Okay. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. As the rain and the snow come down from heaven, and do not return to it without watering the earth and making it bud and flourish, so that it yields seed for the sower and bread for the eater, so is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it. And that's from Isaiah 55, 9 through 3. What am I missing here? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Isaiah 55, 9 through 11, yes. And then Jeremiah 29, 11. Jeremiah 29:11, do not use the Lord's name in vain. When you're reading from the Bible, you can use the God because you're reading of God. You're reading about God. Okay. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. That's from Jeremiah 29:11, and we just read something about that earlier. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. How awesome is that? Like we, Kimberly and I don't know if Rhonda's here yet, but Rhonda's having a class, and we've been taking a webinar with her. And, we're talking about what we think, we did a vision board, and what, we would like to see happen. What's our second chapter, or our second season for, like for YouTube or whatever, but in our life. So that's what we were working on yesterday too. I find it ironic that we have the same thing. Good morning, CL. Good morning. We had a little problem with Daniel. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Jet. Oh, hello. Hello, Dolly. Dolly, welcome. Yeah, Jeremiah 29:11. Okay, I am with you and for you. When you decide on a course of action that is in line with my will, nothing in heaven or earth can stop you. Can you hear that? I am with you and for you when you decide on a course of action that is in line with God's will. Not your will, with God's. When you decide a course of action that is in line with my will, nothing in heaven or earth can stop you. I've been having this nagging, I've told a couple of my friends, this nagging of something that God really has been telling me to do it because it'll be a success, but I keep dragging my feet. And I'm going to act on it today to see, what I can do. Good morning, Lavender. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dolly. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, Zay. Good morning. Thank you for coming. If you want to hit the love button and give me a hug, hit that like there. That's a hug. That's what I consider a hug. Where'd I get my glasses? They're from Pair.com. They just have tops, and these are my favorite. So, okay, let me get back on track. See how easy. I get distracted. Okay, so you may encounter many obstacles as you move towards your goal, but don't be discouraged. Okay? You may encounter many obstacles. Do you hear that? As you move towards your goal. But remember, of the line above, he says, nothing in heaven or earth can stop you. Okay? So, you may encounter many obstacles as you move towards your goal, but don't be discouraged. Never, ever give up, it says. With my help, you can overcome any obstacle. Do not expect an easy path as you journey hand in hand with me, but do remember that I, your very present helper, am omnipotent. I just heard somebody. I heard somebody, one of the cats hissing. I thought they were about to pounce on me. And I lost my place. Okay, so I, your very present helper. And I always say, Daryl says I always say this word wrong. Omnipotent, omnipotent. I don't know why I say that word wrong. It's omnipotent. I don't know why I always say that wrong. Anyway, much stress results from your wanting to make things happen before their time have come. Much stress results from you wanting to make things happen before the time has come. So what am I always saying, guys? What am I always saying? I'm always saying, slow down. Okay? Our lives are too fast. Too fast. We have the pedal to the metal, and your life is going to be, phew. If you're so busy you can't spend time with your children, your pets, or anything, you gotta slow down. There's no reason to rush through life. There's no reason to rush through, making it to be monetized on here. There's no reason. You need to slow down. Come on. Don't rush through life. Don't rush for life. I used to always say, oh, I can't wait till my kids get bigger. We can do things. Well, guess what? My kids are bigger. They're 35 and 38. And now they get to do things with their families. So don't be rushing through your life. Don't do that. Slow down. I'm not saying, quit your job or don't do what your, boss says or anything. But it says right here, you can't try to make things happen before their time because you're only going to cause yourself stress. Does that make sense? That, you can't rush things. Just like, when you're excited about your birthday or, Easter or something coming, you can't say, oh, let's have it today, because it's really not today, right? You can't rush what you want, say you want a vacation in Hawaii or something. You can't rush it because you have a reservation, right? You can't just go to the airport and hop on any plane. You have to wait your turn. Right? You have to wait for things that are ready to happen. You can't be rushing through life, guys. You got to slow down. Really. It's so important to, I always say it's, stop and smell the roses. You can't be so busy that you can't get yourself together. And I know a lot of us, including myself, there's times where, I'm just like, always moving and grooving and moving. So what am I having? Sound trouble again? I'm sorry. I'm not even looking at the thing. I'm so sorry. Much stress results from you wanting to make things happen before their time have come. One of the main ways I assert my sovereignty is in the timing of events. If you want to stay close to me and do things my way, ask me to show you the path forward moment by moment, instead of dashing head. Stop it, Gabe. Instead of, he's sidetracking me here. Instead of, wait, made to show you the path forward moment by moment. Instead of dashing headlong forward, your goal, let me set the path. Slow down and enjoy the journey and persevere in my presence. So, can you guys hear me okay? I'm all right? My printer was an obstacle. I found a pivot last night. God is definitely gently behind me, making my goals this year. Yeah, that's right. Like, oh man, we got this new printer because my loving, I loved my Canon. I bought it, and it was expensive. I bought it, and man, I have printed so much stuff. Hello, Paisley. Hello, honey. But I printed so much stuff, and it just died. It's still in the garage. I told Daryl, well, we could try one more time, and then we could just use it down there because we got another one. But I'm trying to downsize and declutter, and it didn't work. But I'll do that. I'll try one more time, but it needs serviced or something. So, hello, Jessica. Good morning, my darling. How are you? Paisley, are you doing okay too? And how about Zoray? How are you, darling? And I think, did I say good morning to you, CL? How's that coldness there? We're going to be 18 below zero wind chill today or tonight. I don't think it's right now. Good morning, Rhonda. Kim's still here. My lovely printer was expired. There are no compatible drivers. Ugh. Technology. All right. And it says from Romans 8:3. You know what, Libby? You're getting out of control. Okay? You're not going to be able to walk. From Romans 8:31. What then shall we say in response to this? Is God for us? Who can be against us? So if God is for us, who can be against us, right? Right. That's Romans 8:31, right, Kimberly? What then shall we say in response to this? If God is for us, who can be against us, right? And that's what I said yesterday. We're not going to take it, right? We're going to listen to the word of God. Good morning, Colleen, my love. We're going to listen to the word of God and fight off those demons and Satan and all that, right? We have free will. We're going to choose what's right. We're going to choose not to argue with that coworker if they have a flippant or sarcastic remark. God has really been testing me. I keep my mouth shut lately. Like, I don't even feel the need to defend myself. You want to talk about me and go ahead, right? So, even with, when we went out to lunch and stuff and different things happened, right? But I just kept my mouth. I'm not arguing with anybody. I am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My name is Sally D. Sorry if I didn't. Resnick, good morning. Good morning. Bless your life and day, girl. You are so blessed. Yeah, I miss God's girl was on the other one. She's my girl who started me out here. Debbie Sue's here. Hello, Debbie Sue. We're going to choose the tree of life, not the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Right. So now we go to Psalms. I love Psalms. Psalms 46, 1 through 3. Psalm 46, 1 through 3. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, even though the earth will be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, though its waters roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with its swelling. Wow, God is refuge and strength. very present in our troubles, right? Good morning, Keswabo. Good morning. Good morning. Um, then we have Luke 1:37. For nothing is impossible with God. I love that. That's one of my favorites. My mantra for years and years, and I still use this mantra, is believe and it will be. Believe and it will be. Geez, about, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago, we were having some rough past, and we had the two boys, and of course we had our dogs and everything. And, to feed them, Daryl and I were really struggling with, our bringing in enough money because gas prices went up, and it was like it was an easier world there because we didn't have cell phones and that bill and this bill, right? And cable TV, geez, our cable TV was like $20, and now look at it, hundreds of dollars. We don't even have cable TV anymore, but just to have the internet, $200, like what are you giving me? Some stuff through the line. So yeah. Blessed is the Lord. Blessed is she who believes. Very good. That's the next. Is that the next line down? Yeah. So Luke is a great book too. When I say I love Psalms, it's because it reminds me of the things we sing in church and like that. They put it to song. Every time you affirm your trust in me, you put a coin into my treasury. Thus you build up equity in preparation for days of trouble. I keep safely in my heart all trust invested in me, with the interest compounded continually. So all you business people, you understand what this is. This is all foreign to me. The more you trust me, the more I empower you to do so. Practice trusting me during quiet times when nothing much is happening. When the storms come, your trust balance will be sufficient to see you through. Store up for yourself treasure in heaven through placing your peace and your trust in me. This practice will keep you in my peace. So that's kind of like if you watch Big Three Dashing, he's been saying stuff like that. Be prepared, because we're not promised tomorrow. And I know it's hard to listen to that, but really you're not. You're not promised tomorrow. And so many things happen, like there was an accident down here. I don't know if you remember me telling you a couple of weeks ago. This little boy was going out from the park and out to the car, and he got hit, gone. Imagine with his mom, I don't know if she sent him out to the car to get something for her or what, but, you're not promised tomorrow no matter what age you are. You're not promised. You're not promised tomorrow. No. And I think about that every day. At the end of the day, I think, have I said or did what was your will, God? Did I what is the best you want me to, did I do the best today? Because I start my day off, even this morning, even before I put my feet on the floor, I said, God, what is your will today? What do you want? And I'm real quiet because I'm listening. I'm learning about that listening. Hello, Ethan. Hello, Johnny. Hello. What is an easy reading Bible to start, please? Well, they have beginner Bibles, elementary Bibles. There's Bibles that tell you right next to it, a study Bible, I think it's called, that they have, a quote or, a paragraph, and then it tells you what it means in layman's terms. Layman's terms means like regular people or, people like me that I have to read things over and over again to get it into my thick skull. The Message is an easy reading Bible. Okay. Does that help you, Johnny? Let me know. What time is it where you are? It's night here. It is 7:40. No, no, Gabe. It's 7:40. Joyce Meyer has a great everyday Bible. Yes, I love Joyce Meyer. I love her. Yeah, it's 7:50. It's 40 right here. Practice in trusting me during the quiet days. Okay, I said that. The practice will keep you in my peace. From Psalms 33:20 through 21. We wait in hope for the Lord. He is our help. He is our shield. In him our hearts rejoice. For we trust in his holy name. Do we not? Amen. Amen. We wait and hope for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. In him our hearts rejoice, for we trust in his holy name. That's from Psalms 33:20 and 21. And then from Psalms 56:3 and 4, that's Psalms 56:3 and 4. When I am afraid, I will trust you. In God, whose word I praise, in God I trust. I will not be afraid. What can mortal man do to me? I'll read that again. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God whose word I praise, in God I trust. I will not be afraid. What can mortal man do to me? Stop that. That's from Psalms 56:3, 4. And then we go down one more here. Matthew chapter 6:20 and 21. Matthew chapter 6:20 and 21. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in. Where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. That is so beautiful, if I could read it correctly. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. How lovely is that? That's just awesome in my eyes. So that is the readings for today. I hope I didn't overwhelm everybody here, but that was very, very good. I loved everything about all of that. But you know, when we feel overwhelmed and everything, we have to, and we feel like we're unable to cope with life. You know, like when I said, in good times and bad, I put my faith in God. If I feel overwhelmed by circumstance or unable to cope with my life or the world, I can lean into my faith. Believing in the presence and power of God keeps me in the flow of life, blessed by divine grace and surrounded by divine protection. And just like it said, you know, who should I be afraid of? You know? Who's going to hurt me, you know? Fear is a liar. I think Lori was the one that said that, or somebody did. Fear is a liar, a big fat liar, right? Fear is just something that, you know who? Satan. He's trying to put into our heads. And that's where self-doubt comes in. Self-doubt comes in. And that's a horrible feeling. When you have self-doubt or low confidence. I know from experience, you know, when people, good morning, Yvonne, I didn't see you sneak in there, girly. But, you know, self-esteem, self-confidence, believing in yourself. I'm going to believe in myself today. That's why I'm going to talk to my friend Scott from Escaping the Suburbs. He has a wonderful channel. He's in Florida, and he has a really nice, easygoing personality. And I'm very grateful he's taken the time out of his day to speak with me, to help me guide it along the path. So, because I am not good with technology, not any step of the way, but I really am trying. I will work for it, but I just laugh. You have to laugh at yourself sometimes, It's like, instead of getting mad, like all this stuff fell off the table, I just laugh. It's like, it's going to happen. Or Mr. jumps up and does something. It's like, well, he knocked over another thing and broke it, because he's flying through the air everywhere. But Jesus answered them, have faith in God. That's from Mark 11:22. Our faith is the key to us having peace, and abundant living. I mean, that's the key, is having faith. It helps us rise above the shifting fortune of the world, freeing us from worry, insufficiency, and supply. It helps me to see the best in situations when it would be easier to see the worst, or better yet, give up. There's another excuse how to give up. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Hayden. Good morning. Good morning. When I'm doing this, guys, I'm sorry if I neglect you and don't say hello, but I will get back to you and try to say hello. And I'm sure that my moderators are doing a fine job welcoming you, because they are a part of me. Yes, and that was the word of the day, Yvonne. That's right. Your word for the year is faith. My word for the year is prioritize. God comes first, my health, blah, 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 down the line, right? But God and then myself. Because I always put God, I've always done God, but myself, it was usually my family or someone that I was caring for. And I gotta make this better before I can make them better. Like if I'm caretaking or something like that. Because there's a lot of things that I want to get back to, getting a job, because living like this is just, one paycheck coming in is just not enough, to keep us afloat. So, and then that puts stress on it, but Daryl and I are a team, and we're sticking together, 40 years, and this, it's just another bump in the road, right? Realization is my word. Oh, realization. Okay. Yes, always put the oxygen mask on yourself. Yep. You talked about that, Lori, when you're in the airplane. Hello, Mike. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you got everything done with your vehicle. Good morning from Debbie Sue and Lori. Yeah, so we need to put God first, and it shouldn't even be a question of it. We shouldn't even have to think about that, right? We shouldn't have to think about that. We shouldn't have to be thinking about right or wrong. If a situation comes, you should know, okay, I'm not supposed to steal that, right? You see something you really want, but you don't have enough money, are you supposed to put it in your pocket? No. You know right from wrong. You know right from wrong. There should be no, oh, what do I do? Spin a wheel. Hello, Chelsea. I work in a nursing home, and I hope to have someone like you come in. You would be the life of the party. I'm not ready for a nursing home yet, but I'd visit. I used to volunteer at a nursing home. It was more like a daycare for, people have their parents and they don't want to leave them alone in their house. And then I got real close to this lady named Mary. And one time I came back in and she wasn't there. She passed away. Broke my heart to little pieces. I can't handle it. I can't handle death, but I've had a lot of it in my life lately, so I guess I'm learning. But thank you for saying that, Chelsea. I appreciate that, because I need to slow down and realize stuff going on, like what I'm wrong about. What you're wrong about. Well, don't you focus on what you're right about. I always tell my family when they get mad at me, they're like, "You do this wrong, that wrong." I say, "Why don't you start with the list what I do right? Because it's probably shorter. Because that wrong is too long." But Gabriel, you are not being a good boy, and I don't have any more treats for you. None. You're just gonna have to wait a minute, because I need to slow down. Okay. Let's see if I can scroll. All right. Hey guys, thanks for hitting that like button too. I appreciate that. And all of you guys and all new subscribers, I appreciate you. I really do. And it's okay. It's okay to be confused about God. It's okay. We're all, no matter your age. Sometimes you have more questions. And I've told you guys, all the regular people that have been here, and I'll tell the people and the new people. I used to question God. I'd ask the priests and the nuns and that, who is God, and they always say he always is and always will be. But I wanted to know more than that, but I guess nobody really knows, right? Let's see. Samuel, good morning. Good morning, Samuel. So, yeah, but it's okay if we start to, question things. But your faith will get you through everything. I'm telling you, I promise you, I know a lot of people, including myself, that just gripped on to God's right hand for dear life. Come here, Gabe. For dear life, and just, made it through so many things. Daryl can attest to that too. I mean, so many things. So many things that God has gotten us through, our family through, our loved ones, friends. Yeah. So it's just believe and it will be. It's not going to be right now, guys. It's not going to be right now, but it's coming. It's coming. And God has a plan. All right? Like right now, I haven't been listening to God and he's nagging at me. You got to get to going with this now. Something that I've been asking for, and now I'm just like, and I kind of gave up on it. But he's like, no, this is the time right now. This is the time. Hello from Turkey. Good morning. Good morning, 9963. Good morning. So this is the time that God, yeah, yeah, CL. I'm right here scratching his behind, the back of his back. Yeah, that's his favorite spot. That's why I'm like this. And then I have the other one over there too. Yeah, and basset hounds will eat and eat until they blow up. They have no turn off switch on being hungry. So if they break into a bag of dog food or something, they can eat till they're totally bloated and kill themselves, really. But they're a nice dog. Should you have one in your house? Probably not, because they shed a lot, especially if you have more than one. But and also the hair is always on. Always on you could walk through a room and the hair sticks to you. You Miss Baxter? Yeah. Well, Libby's here. No, my husband will kill me. But Gabriel, you're not, he's my old guy. No one's taking him. Hello, Chris. Hello, my friend. Good morning. Baxter's a cool name, CL. That's a cool name. Let's see who this is. Sister, you're so sweet. Have you ever been to Turkey? No, I have never, 9963. Thank you for saying that about me. They drool and smell like corn chips. I love that corn chip smell, though. Mine don't drool. The only time that they have wetness is when they drink and their ears get in the water and then they shake and then their ears are wet for a while till I dry them. But mine don't drool. They don't drool. Well, I should not say that whenever it's almost time to get FED, get fed, Libby will start that Pavlov theory. How Pavlov did the bell, and every time before he fed them, he rang the bell. So then they knew when the bell rang that they were going to eat. So that's how I did the doorbell thing, Pavlov's theory. in psychology, I put the bell on there and then, taught them to ring the bell when I have to go to the bathroom. And yeah, but I like that corn chip smell. Well, sometimes it gets a little bit, yeah, overwhelming, especially if you're on a trip and you're going to go in the car. But I bought this shampoo that smells just like people shampoo. All right, I'm starting to digress, guys. Like the microwave ding. Yeah. You're right. Yep, Kimberly, that's it. So, yeah, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I was on time today, and then the mess up with the microphone. I think that was you too, because my microphone's in. I checked all my things on the thing, and it worked when I clicked over. So that's on YouTube. But I was on time today. I got up extra early so I'd be on time, and I'm trying to turn over a new leaf and be more responsible, which I've been responsible my whole life, but I guess I just kind of fell off the bandwagon. Hello, bands. Hello, Cooking Adventure. My husband and I shouldn't get another Basset. Maybe when we retire, I will another one. They are super smart. Yeah, they are. They are super smart. Yeah. I liked my Cocker Spaniels too. They were kind of needy too. But when I leave, the Basset Hounds will howl and howl. If they hear you leaving, and they know, like Libby will stand here waiting for Daryl to come home. And I go, "Where's Daddy?" And when he's home, she watches his car come up, and she gets all excited because our window's so low that the Bassets can see out the window. But anyway, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you when I see you, my friends. Have a great day, and thanks for meeting here today. I hope to see you tomorrow or another day. Love you guys.